Hey fam, welcome back. In today's video, I'm gonna be exposing myself, but in a safer work kind of way. I recently uploaded an eyeshadow palette collection video, and since then I have added quite a few eyeshadow palettes to my collection. And we're gonna get into the tea today. I don't even have all of them yet, so I'll go over what's coming, I'll go over what I have, and I have just like a couple little goodies that aren't eyeshadow palettes that I wanna share with you guys as well. So if all of that sounds fun and interesting to you, go ahead and stay tuned. We're gonna get into it right now. The first palette that was added to my collection since the eyeshadow palette collection video is this one from Rare Beauty. This is the Confident Energy eyeshadow palette. Mine did come a little bit smushed from BoxyCharm, but I have repressed it. It's a really pretty palette. It's all shimmer. This palette definitely is a little bit more reminiscent of summer for me, maybe even spring, but there are also some really beautiful fall shades in here as well. And I was really excited to have an opportunity to try this palette from Rare Beauty. The next eyeshadow palette that I added to my collection since the eyeshadow palette video was this one from Flower Beauty. This is the Desert Lights palette, and I do have a video using this palette on my channel. I have been manifesting this palette for the longest. I have wanted Flower to come out with more iterations of the Jungle Lights palette. They finally have. I hope they come out with more. I will definitely be picking them up when and if they do. I loved using this palette. I think this is beautiful for every day. You could definitely wear this to work, or you could wear it for like more glam looks. It's affordable, it's beautiful. I love this formula. Could not recommend this palette higher. Adore the Desert Lights and Jungle Lights palettes from Flower Beauty. The next palette that I added to my collection was the Pat McGrath Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. This is Pat McGrath's holiday release, and it is so beautiful. I also do have a video using this palette on my channel. I think this is such a beautiful palette. I do like last year's color story a little bit more, but I love this year's packaging. And this is definitely a very beautiful color story as well. I love Pat's formula. Her shadows are so dimensional. And I love that she's created a bit more of an affordable option for testing out her formula than her quads or six pans or original Mothership palettes. This palette retails for $78 and you get 18 shades. So lots of bang for your buck and a great way to try the Pat McGrath formula. Next, we have the Ace Beauté Falling For You palette, which I did receive in this month's BoxyCharm. This is Ace Beauté's new formula, and this is a brand new release from the brand. I love the beautiful fall tones in this palette, and I'm so excited to try the new formula. I think while this is a really beautiful color story for fall, Ace Beauté kept it really unique and original. I don't feel like this is a color story that I have a million of in my collection already, and I'm so excited to try it. I've really enjoyed the eyeshadow palettes I have from Ace Beauté so far. So those are 4 palettes that y'all might have known about if you've seen previous videos from me. The next ones are all brand new. First, I did pick up all 4 palettes from Glamlight's new Happy Hour collection. First, we have the Dirty Martini palette, and here is the beautiful color story. Out of the 4, this one is definitely my favorite, but they're all really, really beautiful, and I cannot wait to play with them. Glamlight definitely has one of my absolute favorite formulas for both matte and shimmer, and I think these greens just look so gorgeous. Next, we have the Margarita palette, and this is what she looks like. Here is the beautiful color story, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful mattes and shimmers. This one's a little bit more like a tropical rainbow. It's so pretty. Next, we have the Wine palette, and this is what she looks like. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys on the back, there is the nutritional information, which I think is so cute, or nutritional facts, and it gives you the ingredients. And here is this beautiful purple color story. This one's probably my second favorite. It's just so gorgeous. I love how it's like so blue based, just very cool tone purples. I don't feel like I have a lot of cool tone purples in my collection. Just gorgeous. And then the last one is the Chocolate Martini palette. And here's what this palette looks like. Inside we have a beautiful cool tone neutral color story. I wasn't sure about this palette at first, but when I saw some of these shimmer swatched, I knew I had to have this one too. It is so, so beautiful. And in addition to buying those 4 palettes from Glamlight, I also did pick up 2 more of their icing eyeshadow bases in classic vanilla. I have been using this eyeshadow primer like it's going out of style. I have it on today. I have it on almost every single time I do my makeup anymore, ever since I tried this with the Michaela palette. And I absolutely love it. So I figured if I was placing an order from Glamlight, I wanted to grab myself some backups. Love this eye primer, could not recommend it more. Next, I did place an order with Kaleidos. Kaleidos recently launched their Good Apple collection for the holidays, and they came out with 8 lippies, and I ordered 4 of them. When you created your own bundle like I did, you did get to pick out a little lipstick case, and this is the one that I chose. It opens like a little door. Kaleidos has like the most beautiful packaging, and inside you can house your 4 lipsticks. So first I got Scorpion Fruit, and this is a black liquid lipstick. It has a little doe foot applicator, but it's got like the little hole in the center to hold the product for you. And the formula feels really creamy. It's like a black liquid lipstick with a hint of purple. It's really, really beautiful. Next we have Mercury Wave. Here is the component, and that is Mercury Wave swatched. It's pretty much like the color of my shirt. Next we have Bear, and this is what the component looks like. And there is Bear swatched. It's like a peachy pink. And then our last shade is Queen of the Night. And here's the component. And there is Queen of the Night swatch. It's like a super duper deep berry. And here's what they look like in their little tin. I think this is so cute. And since I was placing an order with Kaleidos, I decided to also add the Flower Punk palette. This is one I have been eyeing for months. The outer carton is so gorgeous. And here is the palette. It's got this pretty like mirrored front with all of this illustration. It's so beautiful. And the front does kind of slide off. And here is the palette itself. It has just been tugging at my heartstrings for months now. I'm so happy to finally have this. I'm not in love with the packaging. Like, I like the packaging, but I'm not in love with like the functionality of it. But it is really neat, and I can see how it could be a benefit. That's the back. This is just beautiful. So if you wanted to, you could keep your palette just flat on your desk and then just use the little mirror from the palette. I think that's really cool. I also did place an order from Odin's Eye, finally. And I believe this is called the Diversa collection. It's something to that effect. The first one is the Red Dragon palette. This is from Odin's Eye X Judy. I also got the Hummingbird palette, which is Odin's Eye X Tina from the Fancy Face. And I also got the Giant Wolves palette, which is Odin's Eye X Annette's Makeup Corner. As soon as I saw this collab revealed, I knew I was gonna pick it up. I've been wanting to try Odin's Eye for a really long time, and I thought this was the perfect time to finally take the plunge. The first palette is the Red Dragon palette, which was in collaboration with Judy. It just slides right out of its little sleeve. And this beautiful artwork. I love that the illustrator at Odin's Eye was able to do these beautiful illustrations of each collaborator. This is the beautiful palette. It's a little bit on the neutral side, but these shimmers took my breath away. I cannot wait to play with this palette. And the outer carton and the palette itself have a little bit of a different texture, which is kind of cool. Next we have the Hummingbird palette, which also slides out of its little sleeve. Also has that same cool texture. Beautiful illustration of Tina. And this is the stunning color story. These shimmers are just sending me. I cannot wait to play with these, especially Fancy. And I love that these palettes pull so much from the culture, as well as the ancient legends that they take inspiration from. And then we have the Giant Wolves palette, which was Annette's collaboration. I love Annette's Makeup Corner so much. Definitely one of my favorite creators. This is the beautiful Giant Wolves palette. And here is this stunning color story. I love all the dark, deep, vampy tones in this palette. I think it's so beautiful. The collection also did come with this beautiful little card with a message from each of the creators, as well as Odin's Eye. And it also came with these 3 custom scarves, which look like the front of the palettes. Super, super cute. But since I was placing an Odin's Eye order, I decided to finally get the palette that made me want to try Odin's Eye in the first place. And that is the Erd palette. I think this is so beautiful. It also does come with the sleeve that slides off. I thought this was such a gorgeous color story. I cannot wait to play with this. I'm like, finally, I've wanted this for so long and I'm so happy to finally have it. And that is the last palette that I physically have, but we're not done yet because I also ordered a few more palettes. I don't have them yet, but I'm gonna insert some pictures for you guys. So first, I did place an order from Beauty Bay for the Age of Opulence palette. After my positive experience with Wilderness, I could not wait to try more from Beauty Bay. This one reminded me of the Book of Magic palette, but with the volume turned up, which is right up my alley. It made me happy I hadn't picked up the Book of Magic palette before because this one to me is so much more my style. The teals, purples, and pinks just look so beautiful. I've really had so much fun with Beauty Bay's shimmer formula. Their mattes are nice, but they can blend away a little bit. So I usually use the pack and then blend technique with their mattes, but I cannot wait to try this palette. I think it looks so, so stunning. I also did place an order from Menagerie for 2 of their palettes. Their Flight Club palette finally came back in stock. Shout out to my girl, It's Amanda, for letting your girl know so I could finally pick it up too. I was so excited. It's always out of stock, and even when they've restocked other palettes in the past, even when Annette's palette came out, the Flight Club sold out faster than Annette's palette did at the time, so I couldn't add it to cart. So I was so excited to be able to pick that up. I also was able to pick up Indigo Ink, which is their newest palette. I cannot wait to try it. It looks so beautiful. I think it's really interesting their take on like primary colors. I think it'll be really fun to mix and match the mattes. I cannot wait to receive them and swatch them and try them and create beautiful looks for y'all. And then the last eyeshadow product that I picked up was from Auric. They have restocked on their Smoke Reflex. I'm not sure if they're still in stock. I ordered them like as soon as it launched. I already had Ego, but I was able to pick up their 2 other shades in Temper, which was the kind of mauvey rose gold shade. And I also picked up Defiance, which is their warm brown with gold topper. I love these shadows so much. I've been wanting them to restock since they launched, and I'm so excited to finally have them coming my way. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this little video, me clocking myself for my absolute buffoonery buying all this stuff and adding more eyeshadow palettes to my already overstuffed eyeshadow palette drawers. But I couldn't help it. These were just so beautiful, so inspiring, and so exciting to me. I'd love to hear which palettes are exciting you the most, which ones you'd like to see videos on first. I definitely want to start working on some for y'all, but I always love hearing your feedback, your opinions, and what you're most interested in. And I hope that this was fun. I thank you all so much for being here with me today. I love you all so much, and until the next video, bye.